to the graphic nature of this program. Listener discretion is advised.
Alternative.
The Woody Show.
Don't shout.
KYSR. KYSR HD1, Los Angeles.
This is The Woody Show. Insensitivity training.
For a politically correct world.
Class is now in session.
All right, we got to figure out exactly how this microphone's going to work. I don't know if anybody can even hear us. Can you hear us?
I can barely hear you.
No, I can't hear you.
You can't hear us?
I'm hearing you.
I think we're on. I think it works.
Details.
I mean, it's a brand new studio. They just finished building it like on Friday.
It's very shiny.
It is. Well, it's shiny and new to us. I think they used a lot of the same old equipment.
Hand-me-down.
They certainly didn't buy anything. Excuse me. They didn't buy anything new.
No.
Based on, when you get here on our first day of work, we walk into our what's supposed to be our office, and like all the desks are pushed together. I mean, I know they've been talking about it a lot, about how there's this new show, and it's going to be the Woody Show, and it's going to be great, your new morning wake-up call, and this whole thing. And then, you know, we get here, and all the desks are pushed together. There's like paint cans and there's tarps all over the place.
Garbage. Actual paint.
Yeah, and so like, you know, we spent the majority of our first day just getting the garbage out of our office, and then another like 6 days waiting for computers. So here we are. I guess we knew we were supposed to be here. I'm not sure anybody else did, but yeah, here we are.
People knew. I kept hearing it all the time.
Yeah.
The Woody Show is coming.
Yeah, and it's here.
Ta-da!
15 minutes in being here. I was in a sweat.
Yeah, be impressed.
Moving furniture.
Yeah, my name is Woody. That there is the lovely and talented Renee Reyes.
Good morning.
Yeah, there she is.
Good morning.
Sitting to the side of her is Menace. Are you going by White Menace, or are you just going by Menace?
Just Menace.
And then that there is Greg Gorey.
Morning.
I know that none of you know who we are, but we have worked together previously, and I think we're going to have a good time here.
It's like no time has passed.
Yeah. I mean,
none.
This is a show that's a little bit of everything. Think topical, like, you know, The Daily Show or Colbert Report or whatever, meets the rawness, and the only thing I can really think of is like a Tosh.0. You know, because like Tosh has a way of saying things where it's like he could say the most horrific things and you know he's joking.
Yeah.
And people still like him.
And people still like him. Mm-hmm. So it's like the topical... You know, the topical aspect of The Daily Show meets the rawness of Tosh.0, meets like the humor of like things, Family Guy, South Park, things in that vein.
That's a good way of putting it.
Yeah. And we're not going to bore you with interviews with people you never heard of just because we need to fill time in the schedule. I know a lot of shows do that. We're also not going to have somebody on because it's a name you know. They're promoting something. Typically, if they're doing local radio, there's a reason they're doing local radio. It's because the project they got is garbage.
Yeah, they're pushing
Sucks.
Yeah, and you know, you only get 5 minutes with them, and that 5 minutes has to be talking about that garbage project.
Yeah, of course.
Not what you actually want to ask them about. You know, so we're not going to do that. I mean, you know, we'd rather find topics that we can open the phones and text up to and chop it up with real people. Which, if you want to call in, 1-800-782-7987. Perfect timing. Got like a gnarly cold, like right before the debut of the new show.
Too much stress.
You could text over to 22987, and I guess the suits make sure that we mention that message and data rates apply.
Oh,
yes.
Be
Who
careful.
doesn't have unlimited texting?
That's what I'm
nowadays?
saying.
In this day and age, come on.
I know, right?
You know who? The people that would sue you if you didn't mention that.
True.
That's true.
That's who. I mean, we'd rather just, you know, find topics to, you know, open up the phones, text to, like, real people. And so if you keep it real, meaning that you walk the walk, you talk the talk, this is the show for you. If you're tired of people watering down or changing their opinions just to be PC, this is the show for you. If you hate pandering, this is a show for you. I can't tell you how many times people have asked me to take off, like, a baseball hat that I've had. Well, you're in L.A. now.
Right.
So all of a sudden you're supposed to be like, you know, lie to people and tell them that you've been a lifelong Dodgers fan and a Kings fan, and
Oh,
whatever,
yeah.
which is
Been
fine.
a fan for 20 years.
I don't dislike any of the local teams. I have no problem with local teams. However, it's like if anybody who's from Los Angeles moved to New York, would you just be expected to put on a Yankee hat?
That's right. You would just drop the Dodgers?
No. So you got to have respect for the love of your team.
Yeah, I'm not going to hide the fact that I'm stoked the Sharks killed the Kings last night.
So
Not going to hide it.
So
I might hide that.
if you hate pandering, this is a show for you. If you like celebrities but don't really care about hearing endless stories about how they got a new dog or what they had for lunch, this is the show for you. If you take everything literally, you take everything seriously, like you find no humor in anything, this is certainly not the show for you.
Go away.
If you haven't cursed out loud at least once after the handles on your paper grocery bag broke, this may not be the show for you either, because, by the way, I've already ordered my own plastic grocery bags on Amazon. As if I was a convenience store who needed new bags. They're sending, it's like 2,000 bags they're sending to my house.
I didn't even know you
That's
could buy
fantastic.
those.
Of course you can. I can't take it. I use them for other things. Like my wife uses them for the baby's diapers and things like that. I just can't take it. And finally, if you're tired of settling simply because of the lack of options on the radio, you don't have the money to pay for satellite radio. I mean, even if you do, and you're looking for something new. I mean, we're not promising reinvention here. We're about having fun, talking smack, breaking balls. It's a world gone soft, let's be honest. Very PC anymore. We are in sensitivity training for a politically correct world. I know they've said that in some of the announcements about the show coming on here. And you'll find out over time exactly what that means. This is The Woody Show. So welcome, and let this serve notice to the rest of the radio stations that 98.7 is back on the map, and we're coming for you. Welcome to The Woody Show. How's that? How's that for a what's up?
Beautiful.
LA's new wake-up call. The Woody Show on LA's Alternative.
Oh, 98.7.
There's some people that, they just don't like change, and I accept that. I'm a creature of habit myself.
Sure. Change is tough.
Yeah.
When I go to restaurants, it takes me a long time before I even decide to try anything else, but the fear of being disappointed. It's also my typical outlook on human beings in general, and you'll kind of get to know each and every one of us personally, but, we're nice people. It's just that I just go ahead and assume that, before I meet anybody, I just assume that all human beings are losers. not losers, but I expect the worst from people.
Yeah.
And people go, man, that's such a nasty way to look at things. And it's
Right.
only because, typically human beings are letdowns in a lot of ways. And so I just kind of figure that I'd rather be pleasantly surprised and have that happen more often. Because,
Okay.
most people actually are okay. But if you just assume that everybody sucks, that when somebody is actually cool and nice,
So keep your expectations really low.
you're pleasantly surprised, as opposed to like my mother, who just has like the best thoughts about everybody she meets, thinks they're the most wonderful person, and is constantly disappointed. So I understand that change is hard for some people. I'm seeing some things on the text, people sending them over to 22987. You can send your pithy comments over as well. But people have a hard time with change. There's a couple people after 4 minutes, you figured out the entire show. Congratulations, you're smarter than the average bear.
Got it down.
Maybe this just won't work out. But for the majority, a lot of nice things coming over. Mm-hmm. It's very nice.
And
we
a lot of
appreciate
the
it.
standards.
But talking about, there's one in particular. This one is from the 818. It says, "Wow, this whole new change has ruined my life."
Whoa.
Really?
16
Nice.
minutes.
Which sounds a little dramatic.
A little bit.
It sounds like a first world problem that the radio station that you paid no money to listen to changed the morning show and now has ruined your life. I mean, I'm sure everybody would love to have your problems if that's the biggest problem you have.
Life ruiner.
Why are you ruining their lives, Ravy?
Congratulations to you.
Sorry.
Certainly a first world problem. There's a lot of first world problems, actually. I was reading this morning, about gas prices here in L.A. have jumped 12 cents just over the last week, which makes Greg crazy
Makes me insane.
because he's criminally cheap.
$56 to fill the tank yesterday
Oof.
On what, your 4Runner?
on the Acura.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow.
That's why I go hybrid.
Yeah.
This is true. I'm
Menace
looking at
wants a Tesla.
Yeah, dude. Have you seen them?
Yeah, they are. I have this fear that it would just stop working, and then what are you supposed to do?
Yeah, but I have nowhere to plug it in, so I'm probably
Yeah.
going to go Prius.
And you can't drive.
But the total first world problem, even if you are paying $56 for gas.
Yeah, right.
Wah. You know, like you have a car to get around and everything else, and you got to put gas in it.
Very true.
That's
very
a first
true.
world problem.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, people are like walking down along a muddy river
True.
with a big basket on their head of all their stuff.
I was looking at my bank statement because I do the online banking thing.
Yeah.
Not only was it $56 for gas, they charge you $1 just to use your ATM card.
They sure do.
Really?
$57.
Dude, Menace and I went to Krispy Kreme yesterday, and they said dine in or dine out. And I said, what's the difference? And one's more expensive than the other. I'm
Yeah.
like, what's to stop you from...
You always say to go.
Really?
And then you just
You
sit
do?
down. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So what,
Cheaper.
like,
you save 10 cents, Greg.
That's
but
right.
what's the difference?
You save 10 cents. They charge you like 10 cents.
What's the 10 cents for?
So do they
For
Tax.
it's just some stupid
Some sort of-
California tax.
do they want you to stay on Krispy Kreme's site, or
Yeah.
do they want you to go?
don't-
Like, what's cheaper?
People go to a donut shop and sit there and
They want you
dine
to
in?
go.
They want you to
It's
get the-
cheaper to go.
Yeah, get out.
Yeah. They just don't want you dying there, I think. Those are so good, though. Menace thinks they're overrated.
Totally overrated.
Totally overrated.
Yeah, I think you're crazy.
But
It's
Woody
a
loves
donut.
Krispy Kreme
Crack.
is a fine donut.
It is good.
But I like cake donuts.
Yeah. Another first world problem. A Saudi prince is suing Forbes magazine because they placed his net worth at $20 billion on their world's richest people list. But
no.
he says he's worth more like $30 billion.
Oh. How dare
Dang
they?
you, Forbes!
So he's suing.
He doesn't want to look like a broke ass.
Can you blame the guy?
What do you think I am, ghetto?
He dines
$20
in.
billion? I mean,
There's like a hierarchy of Saudi princes, and all of a sudden he's down on the list.
how can you expect anybody to live
The
on
other princes
$20
are making
billion?
fun of the guy.
You know,
Yeah.
on the first world problem tip, just trying to keep your problems and everything in perspective. Even if you're not making a ton of money by American standards, I read this recently. I think it's like $34,000 a year, somewhere around there. Don't quote me on that, but it only takes $34,000 a year, an income of $34,000, to be one of the 1% richest people in the world. Like you always talk about, like, oh, the 1%ers, the 99%. Like if you make $34,000 or more, you are in the 1% of richest people in the world.
Yes.
Old problem. See?
Definitely. I've got a major first world problem here at work. The paper towels in the men's room have a very odd smell.
Here we go.
They smell
Very
bad.
odd
The
smell.
they
paper
smell like?
towels smell bad?
Very odd.
What do they smell like? Paper?
Like burnt paper.
First world problem. And I love this too. You know, Louis C.K., he hosted Saturday Night Live recently. Last month. He started off the show. He's doing some stand-up. He did a whole bit about people when they say they're starving. And, you know, I made the point about people walking along like a muddy, disease-infested river with the, basket on their head and everything else.
Sure.
Those people most likely are starving.
Yes.
Like, you're hungry. He had a, I think I got a clip. Hold on. Here, let's see here. Louis C.K. from Saturday Night Live. All right.
I'm hungry. I'm a little hungry. I mean, I feel hungry. I think that's what Americans shouldn't say. I'm hungry. They say I feel hungry. If you ate today, you shouldn't say I'm hungry. Hunger's a real thing. I don't have third world hunger. I have first world hunger. I would like a donut. Some people say I'm starving. That's offensive. I'm starving. I haven't eaten since 2. I'm starving. Don't say that. Because some people are starving, and they don't say it. You never see a little kid in Africa with his ribs showing. He's like, I am starving right now. I'm like literally starving to death. It's like annoying.
Yeah, like you haven't had a sandwich in an hour. You're okay. That's a first world problem. There's a lot of them, though. I see a lot of people already texting over. 22987. You can text yours over or give us a call. What's your first world problem? Like, you realize you're bitching about something, like Greg with the paper towels in the bathroom? But first world problems. We're going to take some of your calls on this. You know, like a little perspective. Like, you're really frustrated, you're really pissed with something, and you just can't...
Right.
Like, I was really angry about that. I mean, to the point that I went on Amazon and I bought, like, a whole, like, gross of plastic grocery bags.
He lost his mind over that Walgreens bag.
That's the one thing I can't handle. I couldn't handle it when I lived in San Francisco. I'm not going to be able to handle it living here.
So do you take
in Los
a handful
Angeles
of them with you to the grocery store?
No. Like, for that, like, I'll get, like...
Just a reusable bag.
Yeah, like, we'll get some canvas bags, whatever.
So you buy them just for the home use?
Yeah, for home use, or if, like, I'm bringing stuff into work.
Gotcha.
I'll put stuff in my wife will use them for, diapers and things like that, so you don't stink up the house with caca.
Well, that's why I just shop in Burbank, because you can still get them there.
Yeah, I think, like, Burbank's, like, the only place in, like, Los Angeles, city or county,
Yeah, and then when
But
I
you
go
can still get
to
it.
when I go to a place where I have to buy them,
First world problem.
Yeah, for sure.
I'll buy like 20 for the next people that are coming by.
Yeah, here's a first world problem off the text.
Look at Menace just throwing dimes around.
Man, because I'm
Just
so
making
mad.
it rain, dimes.
Well, up
Santa.
in Northern California, they charge you even for your fast food bags.
Yeah.
And I get so upset. I go, here, just buy the next 50.
He's paying it forward.
Yeah.
That's what he's doing.
sweet.
Like those stories you hear those guys like at Starbucks, they pay for the person behind them.
Yeah, I'm paying
Yeah.
for everybody's bags.
You're a
cool.
dream maker.
Wow.
But here's the thing, you know that guy just pocketed the change. He didn't even like...
Well, I feel better doing it.
Yeah. Off the text, I panicked when I couldn't find my keys after dinner, having forgotten that I'd left them with the valet.
Nice.
First world problem. Let's go right to the phones. 1-800-782-7987 is the phone number. Let's go to our very first caller ever here on The Woody Show. Let's go to Ariel. Hey, Ariel, where are you calling in from? They didn't put on there.
I am driving to West Hollywood right now for work.
We are number one with chicks driving to West Hollywood to work.
Yes.
Look at that.
Morning, Ariel.
Already, number one. All right, so Ariel, first world problem. What do you got?
My issue is that my phone gets LTE, but my iPad only gets 4G.
Oh, my God. Oh, my
hate
God.
Brutal.
Yeah.
That's awful.
That's
Yeah.
the worst.
It's significantly slower. You can see a difference.
I know. You know, like I figured out that I had a big problem. Like, see, I got an iPad finally, and then I realized that I should have gone with the one that has the service, but instead I only got the one that's the Wi-Fi.
That's super ghetto.
Oh my God. Oh man, that's
Hey,
so
at least
funny.
you can text and have a signal.
Ariel, we're so happy that you called in. Thanks for being the first caller ever here on the Woody Show.
Oh, I'm honored. Thank
All right,
you.
thank you.
Well done.
Don't quit on us yet. All right.
Yeah, definitely not. Stick
There's,
around.
there's Ariel. Let's go
Way to
to let's see, Janet. If you got a first world problem, 1-800-782-7987. 1-800-782-7987. Hey, Janet, what's up?
Hi.
The second caller ever
Janet.
here on the Woody Show.
Get you.
Yeah, that's right. So what do you got?
Okay, the problem that I have in our first world country is these third world illegals coming in here destroying it. We can't even speak English anymore. It's like you need to know Spanish as well. It's horrible.
Wow, is this that California tolerance I've heard so much about?
All are welcome.
Lack of.
Yeah. Hey, look, I'm not going to sit here like I think most people would and just hate on Janet. I mean, she's entitled to her opinion.
Absolutely.
It's not like you're chasing people out of your neighborhood, though, right?
Oh, no, absolutely
You're not like a
It's
cross
just-
burner or something like that, are you?
No, but
Okay.
when people in their backyards are burning trash because that's what they're used to and they haven't acclimated to our system yet, oh, really?
Janet,
Yeah.
where do you live?
I think I've been to a place like this. It's called Panorama City. We went to the Walmart
actually,
there.
I live in Upland, but I've seen a lot of it happen. It's a rental that I have in San Bernardino, and it's not pretty.
Yeah. Well, neither was the Walmart in Panorama City. Menace and I went there yesterday. That was an interesting place.
It was the hoodest Walmart I've ever been to in my life.
Yeah. Hey, Janet, thank you so much for calling in, number one in Upland.
You're welcome.
Adios,
All
Janet.
right, peace out. Let's go to Trent, and then we'll go around the room here real quick. Hey, Trent in Corona, what's cracking?
Good morning, Woody. How you doing?
We're doing fantastic. First day trying to iron out everything. What do you got?
Of course. In my house, I'm always trying to set the climate control to like just above 74, 75. It's just to make sure it stays, sort of warm, but it's always staying at like a 73. It's horrible.
Yeah, it's too cool.
Too
cool. I had the same problem at one point, dude. I wanted to go swimming, right? So I got a pool, and I wanted to go swimming. It was a little too cool. I had to use the hot tub.
No.
Yeah.
How awful.
I couldn't even get in the pool. It was too cold. There was too much of a breeze. If the wind wasn't there, I would have been okay.
Yeah.
It's the breeze that ruined everything.
Oh, Mother Nature.
I know. Hey, Trent, thanks, man.
All right, no problem.
God, there's tons of people calling in and texting in right now. Mm-hmm. Quickly, let's go around the room because the suits around here have this idea that we got to play a certain number of songs. So.
Well, I went to Albertsons to do some grocery shopping, and they did not have a shrimp bar there.
What's a shrimp bar?
No, Ravi had the greatest grocery store ever at her last place, where they had it was like a variety of shrimp, like cooked and raw.
Shrimp bar.
Yeah.
Who's ever heard of this?
Like Thai chili shrimp,
Yep.
teriyaki shrimp.
So I went to Albertsons thinking that was a thing. No shrimp bar.
No shrimp bar. Menace, what do you got?
Don't you hate it like when you order a private car like Uber, and
Yeah.
then they have the address wrong, and they're off like a couple buildings, and you have to walk to your Escalade. You know, and you're like, it's like Uber. I gave you the address.
Yeah.
Just come pick me up.
Yeah, we have the technology.
Yeah, I love you, Uber. By the way,
Greg.
Speaking of driving, the company who so kindly pays for my parking here at work, the garage, way too big. Way too big. Just can't find my car.
Like you're getting lost?
And when you're backing up into your spot,
Yeah. Right.
and the back window of your Porsche is kind of hazy, you can't really, you got to
Yeah.
take the top down just to see to drive.
Yeah, that's what Greg was telling me the other day. He had bought a Porsche at one point, and he said the back window was just too small, so it made it really difficult when you were backing up. So sometimes he would have to take down the soft top just so he could like not hit something when he was backing up.
How awful,
Don't you
right?
hate that?
Yeah.
First world problem. Here, one last call. Let's go to Derek. Derek, thanks for calling in, man. What do you got?
Hey, okay, so my first world problem is I'm throwing a graduation party for my little brother who's graduating high school.
Yeah.
And me and my girlfriend took him to this bakery by our house to pick out cupcakes. And they're like gourmet cupcakes.
Yeah.
Like, they're not just regular. They're like $3 each.
Yeah.
And so we went all day, went back and forth, could not figure out a flavor for him to taste.
Yeah, I mean, not like when you're not getting a regular cupcake. They're all gourmet cupcakes.
I hate that.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I didn't even know that those existed until my girlfriend introduced me to them.
Yeah,
and
look,
they
I
were
just
like,
need
"That's like a
cupcakes.
thing."
I don't need selection and variety.
98.7.
The Woody Show.
Insensitivity training.
For a politically correct world.
Oh, yeah. We gonna do some news.
We'll start off with a local story. It happened yesterday morning. This guy walked into a hospital in Torrance, went through the weapons screening area, then he walks up to a group of nurses. He grabbed one from behind and actually stabbed her in the ear with a pencil.
Oh, gosh.
So luckily, she was able to get away from the guy, only had non-life-threatening injuries. The man was then caught by deputies. No reason. We don't know. Turns out he's from Santee, which is in San Diego. No word on why he decided to ruin a perfectly good pencil.
Yeah, really.
He's going to be headed to court tomorrow to face charges of assault with a deadly
Right.
weapon.
A
Who's getting
perfectly good pencil.
that?
He also tried to ruin a perfectly good nurse.
Right?
I mean, you know, now you know what we got to do. You know, remember one guy tried to light his shoes on fire, so now we all take our shoes off going through airport security. No more pencils
No more
in
pencils.
hospitals.
Right.
Didn't think anybody used those anyway.
Yeah.
From your former home state of Missouri, a guy in Missouri sentenced to 13 years in prison for an armed robbery that happened back in the year 2000, okay? He was told back then to wait for instructions as to when and where to report to prison, but those instructions never came at all. So he did not report. He spent the last 13 years getting his life together, turning things around. He got married. He raised 3 kids. He became a carpenter. He even started his own business, always paid his traffic tickets, renewed his license. Just a great guy, right? Considered a model citizen, made zero attempt to conceal his identity. So then fast forward to this past July, somebody at the Department of Corrections discovered the mistake. A SWAT team was sent to his house while he was making breakfast for his daughter, and now he's currently in prison in general population, trying to figure out what to do next. He could either serve the sentence or maybe have the governor commute the sentence.
So wait, what did he do in the first place?
Armed robbery.
Oh, okay. And he never did any jail time whatsoever?
None. They said, just sit back. We're going to tell you what to do next. He got no instructions whatsoever.
No.
So officials
And he
say
never
that-
followed up.
No.
Like, hey, guys, I still haven't gotten any of my...
But he also didn't
When do
try
I
to hide.
report?
Yeah. He paid taxes and
See, that's a weird thing.
started
'cause
a business, all that.
You know, if you look at the greater purpose of what's supposed to happen, like, you know, prison is supposed to be rehabilitation, right? You're supposed to be able to, like, use that to turn your life around. Not that that really happens much.
Mhm.
I mean, at least not from what you hear about. Like, people come out of, you know, prison more hardened criminals than when they went in.
But it should be rehab and punishment.
You know, I mean, with this guy, though, do you think he should go to jail?
Well,
I don't think so.
The state says they're justified in making him serve his 13
No,
years.
they are, because he never paid his debt to society. Like, he was given a sentence and he never served his sentence. But
in the meantime,
he turned himself around and
he did the crime.
Like, at this point, probation. Like, look, their fault in it is that they didn't give him any instruction. I mean, also, he never followed up. You know.
But I mean, come on. He held a gun to somebody's face.
Yeah, right,
That'll
exactly.
traumatize you for life.
No, I agree.
And you can't expect the Department of Corrections to go, whoops, our bad.
Yeah, sorry.
How about probation?
Feel free.
Just a retrial, maybe.
No, not a retrial. Like, he did it,
He
but
did
it's probation. I would say, like, probation. He's turned his life around.
Yeah.
He's got to stay out of trouble for, I don't know, make it 13 years. 13 years probation, whatever. Shouldn't be a problem if the guy's really turned his life around.
Send him to prison. Here's some very simple advice on how to deal with bullies. There's this elementary school in Nebraska recently sent kids home with a flyer that explained just how to deal with them. And that is to not deal with them. The flyer's main points were, and I quote, "Don't tell on bullies, don't be a sore loser, and learn how to laugh at yourself."
Oh, my God. Did I write this?
That's right. Because getting a swirly is so funny.
Parents
Just
thought
crack
the
up.
advice was horrible. They're even wondering if it was true at all. There was one mom who wrote in and said, "Were these rules written by Kim Jong-il before he died?"
Oh, boy. Here we go.
And the principal responded simply by saying, "Yeah, this is for real. We sent this out. We apologize."
I mean, like, actual bullying, okay. But, I mean, everything that gets the label of bullying now.
Yeah, everything.
I mean, everything. You look at somebody weird, you were bullying them. It's
True.
just, I don't, you know.
Just don't deal with it.
Part of it is, yes, suck it up. Like, if someone's, like, threatening your life or, you know, something, like, harsh, not a wedgie.
Well, what do you tell your son if a kid picks on him?
My son is 4.
Nobody picks on him?
Not that I hear of. I mean, if they have any kind of, like, you know, over blocks.
Okay, well, fast forward a few years and somebody picks on him. We're going to tell him, "Hey, suck it up."
Yeah.
Well, and to a certain extent, you know, like that whole like sticks and stones thing that you got from your parents, the lecture.
Yeah.
You know, sticks and stones. If it's something like truly, you gotta, I don't know. It's a case by case basis.
Well, the best lesson in there is not to be a snitch.
Yeah, you don't want to run. You don't want to run to the teachers and principal and just be a puss.
Yeah, that's
because then you have bigger problems, right?
Yeah, well, then kids later on, they can't deal with people making fun of them.
Oh no.
And then they go crazy.
Yeah.
When you guys want to end on some really, really good news.
Okay.
I mean, great news for guys with small wieners who want to win stuff. The smallest penis contest returning to Brooklyn. Who's excited?
Yes. Yay. Greg's in.
Very sad. I could actually win that. This is the second year that they've done this. The contest is a bunch of small wiener dudes who compete in all kinds of events. They've got bathing wear. They've got the evening wear competition as well. Promoters say that it's a competition for confident people with a sense of humor. And who cares if you have to live your life with a mega small penis? You could win cash and prizes and even a crown, and you might get to meet Miley Cyrus. They're trying to get her as a judge.
Miley Cyrus, cool.
They don't think, though, that she's going to accept their invitation.
Oh, no kidding. She might, though.
She's in the hospital. She can't make it to this little wiener-thon.
How jealous of these men are you and their confidence?
In their confidence, yes.
Not only admit that they have a small penis, but then enter a small dong contest.
Actually show it off.
Yeah, right.
Do you remember the picture of last year's winner?
Oh,
I almost said
last
wiener.
year's wiener.
Wiener?
Freudian.
I'm a boss ass bitch, 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 bitch. I'm a boss ass bitch, 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 bitch. I'm a boss ass bitch.
All right, it's time for Ravy with your sports.
All right, let's do this. It's Game 2 tonight of Clippers and Warriors playoff series. Warriors won Game 1 on Saturday, 109-105. But the story everybody's talking about is Blake Griffin and whether or not he soaked a Warriors fan with water after he fouled out of the game.
And Griffin, with his sixth foul, is done. Only 19 minutes played here this afternoon for Griffin. Just dumps water on a fan inadvertently as he was looking at the replay.
Yeah, dude, he totally did it on
So,
purpose.
yeah, they called it an accident, but I think you need to judge for yourself.
It was so funny. It's up on the blog right now.
Schmaccident.
Watch the video at the show blog, thewoodyshow.com. Game 2 tonight tips off at 7:30. Winners yesterday in the NBA playoffs, Miami, Washington, San Antonio, and Portland.
Menace was at that game on Saturday.
Fun times?
Yeah, I loved it.
And then he was talking to drunks after the game outside the Staples Center.
Were they turned up?
Oh, they were so turned up. Like the drunkest. And it wasn't even L.A. It was like people from the Bay Area. All the Warrior fans were just super drunk and annoying.
It was. I'll play you one drunk guy. I don't even know why he asked this question. We hadn't even been on the air yet. And he was asking people outside the Staples Center what they thought of the Woody Show. Hey, nobody knows this yet.
Love it.
Menace is not the smartest guy. You'll learn quickly. Love him. Sweetheart. He's a sweetheart.
Tries his best.
I'm a member of Mensa. What is that?
Mensa?
Mensa.
Oh, Menzel. The bubble.
Case in point, Mensa.
The Dodgers, they took 2 of 3 from the Diamondbacks this weekend. They won yesterday 4-1. Dodgers scored all 4 runs in the 6th inning, including a 3-run home run from Yasiel Puig. Phillies are in town for a 4-game series. Game 1 tonight at 7:10.
I'm a member of Mensa.
The big news for the Dodgers is that their ace, Clayton Kershaw, he's been on the DL with an upper back problem. He threw a simulated game yesterday with, quote, maximum effort and had no problem afterward.
I'm intelligenter than you.
Yeah.
The next step will be a rehab assignment, which is not scheduled yet. So the Kings played the first 2 games of their playoff series against the Sharks in San Jose. They were only outscored 13-5.
Rip.
They got crushed last night, 7-2. The Kings actually led 2-0 after the first period and then gave up 7 straight goals. Series comes to Los Angeles for Game 3 tomorrow night, 7 o'clock. Winners in the NHL playoffs yesterday, Philadelphia, Boston, and Montreal. And you might recall that former NBA player Tracy McGrady, now pitching in the minor leagues for the Sugar Land Skeeters. He made his debut over the weekend.
Sweet, that's just as cool as playing for the Yankees.
He pitched 1 inning, he gave up 3 hits, but he won over his teammates, promising that he would buy them the post-game meal after his pitching debut. So he had P.F. Chang's catered in.
Yes, I love P.F.
Yum.
Dude, Mongolian beef, lettuce wraps, and I'll do those green beans, the fried green beans.
Orange chicken's good, too.
Rip.
Do it all.
He had it catered in saying, quote, I gotta take care of my guys.
Yeah.
I'm Ravy, that's sports, and you can't beat those lettuce wraps.
All right, so you want to hear this audio? Menace outside the Staples Center after the Clippers game on Saturday.
Please.
Asking drunk people about a show nobody had heard yet. Today's the first show. Here we go.
What's cracking, man? How you living?
I'm living, brother. How about yourself?
I'm good. Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
What do you think of The Woody Show?
The Woody Show? I haven't had a chance to see that. I mean, is there girls involved?
There is one girl involved.
Oh, I love it. You sound like my type of girl.
Hell yeah.
Oh, okay. Sounds good to me. What station is it?
This is Alt 98.7.
Oh, man. Congratulations, bro.
All right, thank you.
Congratulations.
All right.
And Lil Wayne, too.
All right, so Alt 98.7 and the California Earthquake Authority have joined forces with the American Red Cross to remind you to get prepared, California, to prepare for California's next disaster. Big, huge earthquake down in Mexico.
Oh, yeah.
And did you see the video of that? It was like a 7-point something.
Scary.
And there was one guy, he was just like videotaping a pool in all the water just sloshing out of it. Like,
oh, man.
This is what, there's a 7.0 earthquake going on and you're thinking to videotape the pool?
What else can you do?
You're a cooler, calmer fellow than I would be.
That's what I did in '89. Watched a pool slosh during that big quake.
So we're holding an auction where 100% of the proceeds are going to disaster preparedness right here in California. You can actually bid right now if you go onto the website to be J. Roddy Walston's roadie for the day at the 2014 Austin City Limits Music Festival. 2 tickets to the festival for all 3 days, round-trip airfare, 2 nights hotel, the whole thing. Bid right now, alt987fm.com, keyword Red Cross. It's sponsored by the California Earthquake Authority. Time now for a little segment here on The Woody Show we call Redneck News.
The Woody Show.
Alt 98.7.
From Mama's Moonshine to Billy Ray's Fried Gator, it's Redneck News.
All right, today's Redneck News story from Houston, Texas, where animal control officials found these 2 60-year-old twin sisters who were living in a house with 130 cats.
Oh, boy.
Ravy, is that like a dream?
That is not a dream come true. I might like to have 1 or 2 cats.
It was so bad that a seasoned investigator struggled to find words to even describe what he saw inside. For example, in the bathroom that the women actually used, there was a dead cat that was decomposing.
Yuck.
The breakfast nook of the house was filled knee-deep with garbage and cat feces. In the garage, they found mounds of cat poop about 4 feet deep. In fact, some of the cats had burrowed into the mounds of caca like a rat would make a tunnel into a hill.
4 feet tall?
Nasty. Yeah. And it wasn't just the poop smell. It was, cats, the ammonia levels that were
out of control.
So overwhelming that they had to go in wearing masks.
I would assume so. Hazmat.
Another officer said that the second they walked in the front door, their eyes were watering. It was difficult to breathe. The sisters taken to the hospital. The cats, the ones they could initially recover, they were taken to the shelter. But the deputies, they say they plan to go back to, quote, dig out the ones who had burrowed and were hiding out in the caca piles throughout the house.
Like cat orders.
So from Houston, Texas, that's today's Redneck News.
Alt 98.7. LA's alternative.
The Woody Show.
7987 is the number to call. And we have a private invite only. It's a televised short set. It's not a full-on concert. It's a short set with Arcade Fire happening tonight at the Roxy. Doors at 7, shows at 8. And the only way to get in, you cannot buy these tickets, the only way to get them is to win them here on Alt 98.7. All day we have tickets, and we have to fill the Roxy, so we have quite a few. It's a stack about, I don't know if you can see this, about yay high.
Oh, that's a pretty big stack.
Yeah. So I think we got Jake out there on the phones, and is he ready to go, Greg?
He is ready to go.
All right, so let's get the phones rolling. First 10 people to get through, you'll win. 1-800-782-7987. You got to be 18 plus.
Yes.
Not our rules. It's the venue rules. And what's the Arcade Fire thing? Dress to impress?
That's right.
Yeah, like
That's
you're going to
cool.
prom
Look
or
good.
something.
Yeah, but if you're a fan of Arcade Fire, you already know that.
Don't look like Menace.
Yeah.
Right.
I would show up in shorts and Jordans.
He dresses classier than I do. I'm Old Navy.
Yeah.
Yeah. As you could tell, we got hired for our looks.
Totally.
Unlike most of the people in this building that work at the other stations, it's like, oh my God, did they hire all these people because they were models?
Yeah.
I know, right?
I feel so out of place. Like you're in LA, you're supposed to be like a model. That's not us.
I've never felt fatter in my life.
Yeah.
Like tan, white teeth, muscular.
Gather around the radio, kiddies.
Here's what's coming up in
Crap on Celebrities.
Talk some celebrities after the break. Ravi, what's coming up?
Well, Jesus does really well at the box office. Lindsay Lohan drops a bombshell, and John Hamm has a major first world problem.
All right, if you want to win those Arcade Fire tickets, 1-800-782-7987. What are you trying to win?
The Arcade Fire tickets for Roxy?
Arcade Fire tickets tonight at the Roxy. Yeah, you're going to go.
All right.
Nice. Awesome.
Congratulations. Hang on one second.
Don't
all
be
right?
too
Oh,
excited.
the excitement is over the top.
Is wonderful.
Dude, you can feel it, man. Hang on one second, all right?
All right.
All right. Who's this?
Hey, it's Anna.
Anna, what are you trying to win?
Hey, I'm trying to win the Arcade Fire tickets.
Arcade Fire tickets for tonight. There you go. Anna, thank you so
You're
much
going,
for being
Anna.
here day one on The Woody Show.
Awesome.
All right, hang on, baby.
All right, thank
All right.
you.
Yep.
Don't start that.
What?
Yuck.
That's nice.
Baby.
It's like a
That's so
term
tough.
of...
The Woody Show. Crap on Celebrities.
It's time to find out what's going on in the world of music and entertainment with your Crap on Celebrities.
Well, Captain America Winter Soldier still crushing it at the box office. Took in another $26.6 million. Rio 2, though, right there with $22.5 million. You guys probably didn't know that Greg Kinnear is starring in this religious movie called Heaven is for Real. Took in lots of money. Came in third, $21.5 million for that one. Johnny Depp's new movie, Transcendence, couldn't manage better than $11.4 million. That's in fourth. And the top five was rounded out by A Haunted House 2. So it was the last episode of Lindsay Lohan's reality show on OWN, and she did manage to drop a couple of bombshells. Number one being that sex list was real, and that it was like part of a rehab exercise that she was doing.
Really?
So
Like, who does that? Like, who sits down and writes down, like, everybody they've had sex with when you're not...
I do.
When you're not, like, 17 years old. Doesn't that seem like a high school thing to do?
Very.
It was part of the steps. Are there steps
That's
when
like
you
that-
rehab? I don't know.
That's like the legitimate...
That's what she said. She said it's a
rehab
legitimate
thing?
list.
Like,
and
for
that-
what purpose?
that-
If you're a sex addict, I guess.
she called it a rehab
Maybe
exercise.
to peruse it and don't do that again. I don't know.
Yeah.
She also revealed this.
No one knows this. I had a miscarriage for those 2 weeks that I took off. It's a very long story, but I'm so sorry. That's why on the show when it says she doesn't want to come down, I couldn't move. I was sick. And mentally that messes with you.
Who's the idiot in the background going, I'm so sorry.
Oh my God.
Bitch, we're recording here.
Yeah. Keep it down back there.
This is a professional show. We're trying to do a show.
for OWN here.
No one knows this. I had a miscarriage for those 2 weeks that I took off. It's a very long story, but I'm so sorry. That's why.
She
Not that
sounds
long
like
of a
she
story.
really has it together. By the way, that was going to be the one and only season of Lindsay. Apparently, she's more trouble than she's worth.
I actually really liked it, so I'm sad that it's not coming back.
Yeah, but you'll watch any reality show. Menace is a reality show junkie. There's like one show that's a scripted show that he watches. What's that one?
Which one?
Scandal, or is it?
Oh, yeah, I love Scandal. That's
Scandal?
it. Scandal. That's it. Everything else is reality.
Yeah.
If the Kardashians are listening, I love you. All right. Please call in.
Menace, Party of One.
He is.
Menace.
Well, he was on a
Party of
reality
One.
show. He was on that Misadvised show that was on Bravo.
Yeah, one season.
So if you're gay, you know who he is.
One and done.
Dozens watched that one.
I made out with a chick on that show. Too.
Oh, cool.
Ones and ones of people saw it.
Which is why it's still on.
Oh, yeah.
So talk about a first world problem right here. John Hamm tells Men's Fitness magazine he wants everybody to stop talking about his giant package.
Oh, when?
He said, quote, "Would you want people walking up to you and pointing at your junk?
Yes.
I can't believe I'm still talking about this. The fact that I'm painted as an exhibitionist is a little annoying."
Yeah, really.
He also said,
Oh, man, and a lot of money.
he said, "It is what it is. If I get mad at it, I'll look like a douchebag."
Too late.
Please.
That is John Hamm's first world problem.
My privates in my bank account are huge.
Humongous penis.
Sounds awful. Tonight on television, the live shows start on The Voice on NBC. Dancing with the Stars is on ABC, followed by Castle. Two Broke Girls, Friends with Better Lives, and Mike and Molly are on CBS. Bates Motel is on A&E. 16 and Pregnant is on MTV. The Real Housewives of Orange County is on Bravo. And it's the season finale of Archer on FX.
I can't help it. I love 16 and Pregnant. Teen Mom, 16 and Pregnant.
That is your show.
Don't get on board.
Guilty pleasure. You know why? Because it's such train wrecks, man. It's like a Maury or Springer.
I want Gary, the guy that dressed up as a bunny one episode.
Yeah.
I want him to drop an album already because he's always playing guitar.
I was just thinking that.
Your crappy birthdays. Tony Danza is 63 years old. James McAvoy's 35. Robert Smith from The Cure is 55. Tony Romo, the Cowboys quarterback. He gets paid a lot of money to not bring the city any championships. He's 34. Andy McDowell is 56. Rob Riggle is 44. Iggy Pop is 67. And for you wrestling fans, Brutus the Barber Beefcake, 57 years old, which is old for a wrestler.
Wow, I'm surprised he's still alive.
Dude, his career cut short by a freak accident. I don't know if you ever heard about this, but an out-of-control parasailer crashed like at full speed, her knees right into his face.
Whoa.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and that was the end of his wrestling career.
What are the
Brutus
chances?
the Barber Beefcake, 57 years old. Your porno birthday, it's being brought to you by... I almost said that. That's something else. Your porno birthday today is this chick named Mandy Sky. And today's birthday girl, she's handled more hogs than a pig farmer there, Greg.
Getting that.
She's been in 28 fine films, including Glazed Teens, Beach Babe Amateurs, King Dong, Volume 7, Ass Party, Volume 2.
Ravy was in that.
Tied, Topless, and Tape Gagged, Cuties and Captivity, Volume 1, and who can forget her unforgettable role in Let's Try Anal, Volume 7.
That was my favorite one.
Mandy Sky. She's 22 years old today, and that's your porno birthday, your crappy birthdays, and that is your crap on celebrities.
LA's new alternative.
The Woody Show.
A lot of people making snap decisions on the show, either good or bad. I mean, there's some good, there's some bad. But people like to say they don't judge a book by its cover, and they so do.
Yeah, 5 minutes in.
Yeah, if you say
Already.
that you don't have any judgments, I don't label people, that's always a big thing. You're such a liar. Everybody does.
Yeah, when I see somebody, I totally label
I
them.
mean, first day of the show, we've been on the air for an hour and 35 minutes. People already have a judgment whether they think they're going to listen to the show ever or not.
Sure.
Like I said, some people are on board already, some people are not. It's all good. But coming up after the break, I thought this might be a fun idea. Like, just by looking at somebody, how can you tell that there's no way you could ever be friends with this person?
Solely based on looking at them.
Just looking at them. That's it. Like, you see somebody, you look at them, and you just know we can't be friends.
I can think of one right off the bat.
I think everybody can. We already got the Arcade Fire tickets wrapped up, so we'll be taking your phone calls on this one. 1-800-782-7987. You just look at somebody. You've never talked to them. You don't even know them. It's like you walk into a party or your first day at work. You see somebody, you know immediately that there's no way I'm ever going to be able to be friends with that person. So let's just start with you, Greg, because I know probably in this room...
That I have a few?
Not that you have a few. You probably have the most. Next to me.
I only put down 3 that I could think of during that break.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so people who park their car backwards, if you don't have to.
No, that's cool.
Why do people park in their driveways backwards? It drives me crazy. I don't know why.
Not even your driveway, but like at a convenience store.
Yeah.
Like you've backed into your spot, and you're holding everybody up who's trying to park.
It's like, when I leave the store, I'm going to save so much time by just pulling straight out. But you took all that time getting in.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
So that drives me crazy. If you're wearing a beanie on a day that's over 60 degrees... I don't think we could be friends.
Yeah. No.
And if you're wearing a Che Guevara t-shirt, we can't be friends.
All right.
Just can't.
Let's go to, let's see here, Laura on line 6. Laura, where are you calling in from?
On the way to Santa Monica.
You know what's crazy? Number 1 with chicks on their way to Santa Monica already. Day one. Day one. All right, so you see somebody, they're doing what? And you automatically know you can't be friends with them.
People wearing Ed Hardy.
Yeah, Ed Hardy stuff?
Yep.
Yeah, just not going to happen.
That's pretty much in everybody's list. I'll throw in, like, Affliction t-shirts, hats, belts, any of that stuff.
Any of it.
Yeah, especially as a chick. Like, I think, like, guys, you know, they wear that stuff thinking that it makes them look tough and really cool, and the chicks are going to love it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but...
Not so much.
I like it.
At least not for Laura. Laura, thank you for calling in. Number 1 in Santa Monica.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
All right, later. Let's see here. Let's go to, is that Marla?
Marla?
Marla on line 10. Hey, Marla, what's up?
Hey, what's up? Good morning.
Good morning to you. You see somebody, and just by looking at them, you know you can't be friends.
It's got to be greasy hair.
So
Greasy hair.
Like greasy long hair or just like greasy hair?
I mean, if it's a guy and it looks like, if he's dressed okay, but he's got, like, long, greasy hair, I just know, like, oh, dude, this guy's personality is just going to be like,
Yeah.
no, man.
How about white guys with dreadlocks? Like, I know if you're a white guy with
yeah.
dreadlocks, you and I probably aren't going to be friends.
Best friends.
Yeah. Like, black dudes with dreadlocks look cool.
Yeah.
But, like, the white guy, it's
Not
filthy.
sorry.
Yeah. And I,
They look raggy. They
Yeah.
just look raggy.
I got you. Marla, thanks for calling in.
No problem. Have a
Number
good
one in Alhambra, of course. Let's see. Let's go to D Nice.
Oh,
D Nice. And Santa Clarita. Good morning, D Nice.
It's Denise.
Oh,
okay.
That's your rapper name. D Nice.
D Nice. I'd like to think
Is there a D Nice?
Thank you.
Hey, Aaron, where are you? What do you got?
If I see somebody walking down the street alone, screaming at palm trees and squirrels, I don't want to be their friend.
Oh, yeah, people talking to each other.
Very good idea.
Yeah.
Not to be.
That's friendless. That's a friendless individual.
I saw a guy yesterday just throwing a frisbee in the air.
Yeah.
And then catching it in front of a Starbucks. I probably can't be friends with that guy.
All right.
He needs friends. He's lonely.
Hey, Denise, I'm actually moving up to Santa Clarita, so we're going to have to get together and hang out.
Excellent.
All right.
Excellent. You talk to yourself?
No, I don't.
Okay, then we'll hang.
No, all right, cool.
Nice.
Thank you, D Nice.
Hey, Ron.
What do you
Where are you? Where is Ron right now?
It's one of my favorite Key and Peele things. Little skits. I love that.
I have the guys that go to music festivals that wear bandanas, sunglasses, and tank top. Most
Yeah.
likely you're a bro, and I hate bros, so we can't be friends.
I say anybody that's got a dog and a purse.
A dog?
Dog
a
in
dog
the
in a
purse.
purse.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. It's also disappointing
It's his
when
list, Menace.
Yeah.
I'm disagreeing.
Menace is actually on this list. No, 'cause, somebody was texting in hipster glasses without lenses in them, and the glasses that Menace wears, they don't even have a prescription. He just wears them for looks.
Yeah, but they have lenses, though.
They have lenses, but there's no
But they're fake.
prescription.
They're just glass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't get any sleep.
I don't
and
think
just-
it literally means without any kind of like lens in it. I think it just means without. You don't need them to see.
Yeah.
No. There's people wear them without lenses on the
Really?
street. Yeah.
That's a thing.
That's
On
a thing.
Halloween.
Is that a
Oh,
hipster
no.
thing? Who does that?
It's for real.
Yeah. It's also disappointing, going back to the dog and a purse thing, when somebody that you're already friends with becomes the person who has like a dog on their lap while they're driving or in a purse.
That's just dangerous.
Yeah. Like I'm buddies with Booker on one of the other stations here in town, and like he pulled up one day in his Jeep and like he had like a little dog on his lap. It was so disappointing.
That is, yeah, I can see why you were very disappointed.
It was.
That takes away your memory card.
I'm like,
How is that disappointing?
are you a man or what?
Oh, come on.
Menace, what do you got?
I got the people, you and your family, if you're riding around in scooters at Disneyland, I probably can't be friends with you. You know what
Why?
I'm talking about?
What
Like
if
the
somebody
rascals.
really needs a rascal?
They don't need them. They're using it to cut in line.
No, I thought they cut down on that. Because remember, there were
yeah.
people hiring handicapped people just to go to
Yeah,
Disneyland
no,
with them?
no.
Yeah, you could easily fake
Yeah.
They're totally faking it. They can walk.
So you're suspicious of anybody that's in a wheelchair
Not
or
the
a rascal
wheelchair, not the
scooter?
wheelchair. Just the rascal.
I saw this guy, Greg, at Disneyland. He was in one of those rascal scooters. He had no legs. I knew he was faking it.
No, totally. You just wanted to ride the.
No, I mean,
he just wanted to go to the Haunted Mansion first.
I would say that guy wasn't faking it, but I've
okay,
seen
but
him.
everybody else.
Yeah, I got to wait in line just
Fakesters.
because you're lazy.
Hey, Heather, what's up? Heather, hey, what's up?
Oh, I hate it when people are like, when people like walk really slow, and you're like right behind them.
Yeah, okay, so you're talking, they don't keep a steady pace. Okay, like, I'm
Yeah.
fine. Like, if you're walking too slow and I want to go around you, I'll go around you. But it's the same thing on the highway, too. Like, if you're on the freeway and you're driving, and you go around somebody, and all of a
Speed
sudden
up.
they speed up.
Yep.
Oh, God, that's
The
the worst.
stop and start stuff, yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah.
What about the people who walk backwards?
Who walks backwards?
When they're hey, Woody, I'll call you tonight, okay?
Oh, yeah,
call me
yeah,
tomorrow.
yeah.
And they're bashing into people.
Yeah.
Be alert.
How often does that happen?
Like daily.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, let's go to Eddie. Heather, thanks for the call. Hey, Eddie, what's up?
What's up?
So you see somebody, and just by looking at him, you know you can't be friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell us who.
We're waiting on yours.
Like, as soon as I see their face, I'm like, oh, I can't be friends with them.
Like, just the look of somebody's face. It's not even like they have a face tattoo, just somebody's face.
Yeah, they're like, if I don't like their face, we can't be friends.
Yeah.
So, like, what specifically?
I don't know.
like squinty eyes?
I don't know, just something about their face. If I can tell they're going to be like, maybe, I don't want to say a bad word, but a douche to me.
Yeah.
I don't want to be friends with them.
I mean, that makes sense.
And you can tell it just by looking at their face. Maybe they have like a sourpuss.
Because if you're going to become friends, you're going to be looking at their face a lot.
Yeah, no, I got you. Eddie, thanks for the call, man.
All right.
All right,
What
later.
about
Hopefully he never sees our face.
What about if you dress like you're in a band, but you're not in a band?
Well, there's a lot
I hate
of people,
those people.
a lot of people texting over T-shirts that say "Keep calm" and anything on them. I can't be friends with you. Yeah, that whole thing seems to have run its course.
Kind of like it.
Chive on.
on.
A sticker of Calvin from Calvin and Hobbes peeing on anything.
Yeah, that's over.
An old crappy car with giant chrome wheels.
Yeah.
That's cool.
We already covered, dogs and clothing and on laps and in purses. Yoga pants or sweatpants with the word "sexy" on the butt.
Anything on the butt. Sexy, juicy. Whatever's on there.
Ocean City, Maryland.
What do you got there, Rav?
Well, I definitely agree with the 949 who texted over. If I see anybody wearing a Boston sports jersey, any of their teams I know will be bitter enemies. In mine, I don't care about the Boston sports, but if I see anybody in a Philadelphia Flyers jersey or Baltimore Ravens jersey.
Yeah. What was that one that you had? I had one here from the 323, the infamous unibrow. Anybody with a unibrow, they can't be friends.
That's unfriend-worthy?
Yeah, it's not like they made the choice.
Wow.
Like, if you made the choice to put a tattoo on your face, I can see, like, I can't be friends with anybody with a tattoo on their face.
Yeah.
Unibrow is just,
I know a guy.
You can deal with your unibrow.
That's just unfortunate.
No, I knew a guy with a unibrow. I hated him.
Yeah.
Because of the unibrow?
Well, it's like mine. Like, I don't think there's any cool guys out there named Russ.
There
If somebody says my name's Rust, they're probably a douchebag. Like a Chad. Chads are always douchebags.
Oh, no.
The 626 texted over people who obsess over what they eat. Stop counting calories
my
and just
God.
eat for Pete's sake.
Yeah, and if you're going to be that way, don't start putting that on me.
Right.
If I'm out,
if I want to
and I'm
enjoy my burger.
do you have any idea how many calories that is? That organic?
Yeah. My buddy started working out like maybe a month ago, and I always post food on Instagram. You don't need to be eating that. I'm like, dude, you just started working out 30 days ago.
Yeah.
Or the whole gluten-free thing.
Yeah.
Like, I think less than 4% of the actual population can't have gluten. Something like that. It's some tiny number, and everybody's gluten-free.
Like, I know somebody who can't have gluten. It's like real bad.
Yeah, for reals can't have gluten.
The Woody Show is on LA's Alternative, Alt 98.7.
And, we're talking about how people making snap judgments on our show, a radio show. We haven't hurt nobody. And that's kind of silly to just, start hating on people right away. Snap judgments. We all do it. But,
yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Although, we're not saying there's not okay to hate on some people. Some people absolutely deserve it, like today's douchebag of the day. This jackass from Boston, or I could say this masshole. That's what you call people from Massachusetts who are douchebags. Masshole from Boston. His name is Kayvon Edson. He was arrested last week after he left a backpack unattended at the finish line of the Boston Marathon. He was barefoot. He's wearing this long black veil. That's cool. And screaming "Boston Strong" when he put it down. The cops evacuated the area, and the bomb squad detonated the backpack. And it didn't have a bomb, but it did have a rice cooker filled with confetti.
Oh my God.
Drop the douche bomb on this guy. Yeah, today is actually the Boston Marathon.
Yeah.
Like, today's the day for the Boston Marathon. My girl, Natalie Morales from the Today Show is running it. I love her.
Woody Party of One. I wouldn't recognize her in a lineup.
Yes, you would.
No, I wouldn't.
Nor would I.
Well, if you watch,
if
you watch the Today Show, she's hot.
Well, number one, she looks just like the other chick.
Oh, yeah.
My Latin lover.
There's another one that looks just like her, too.
She does. I can't even tell.
Alt 98.7, the Woody Show's douchebag of the day.
I don't know why it's doing that.
Don't get mad at me just because they look alike.
Yeah.
All right. So Menace was outside the Clippers game on Saturday, and he was talking to this one guy. This guy was turned up, buddy. Asking him how he's supposed to deal with haters. Here's what this guy listen to.
The way you put that aside is basically. Oh man!
How turned up are you right now?
I mean, I'm turned up, but at the same time, it's like you let them talk about you as much as they can, because it really doesn't affect you, because you're doing your thing, right? You're doing your thing. You're minding your own business. You're living your life, so they have a reason to hate on you, right? So you're just doing your thing. Obviously, if they're hating on you, you're obviously doing something right.
I am totally following you right now.
All right, so I'm saying if they're hating on you, right? If they're saying things about you, if they're paying so much attention about you, then that means that you're doing something right. You're doing something positive in this world, that they are envious of you. You see what I'm saying?
Damn, we're getting deep.
We are getting deep. That's how it is.
The Woody Show on Alt 98.7.
It's time now for a round of news. I'm trying to find...
What are we looking for here?
Oh, here we go.
Oh, yeah. We gonna do some news.
It's a brand new studio. We're
That's right.
getting used to it.
But now it's official.
We're just crossing the hurdles, Randy.
That's right.
We're smashing right into them.
That's right.
Show of hands who finds Easter egg hunts just so cute and fun.
Oh,
they're
man.
awesome. Yeah, they're awesome, right?
And one's not enough. I was talking to my wife. She has not moved out here yet, so she was at about 4 different Easter egg hunts over the past couple days.
Okay.
Lucky.
Yeah, one after the other. Like, what? One's not enough. My kids are 4 and 2.
It's kind of greedy.
They don't even know. They don't even know. You can take them to 1 and they're going to be fine.
But I'm assuming
4.
the ones that your kids went to were those Easter egg hunts where there's a bunch of kids at, right? Like Jen wouldn't just have an Easter egg hunt just for your kids, would she?
I don't think so.
Okay, because there's this mom.
I mean, maybe the grandparents'
I think the
house
grandparents probably did.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it
something like
is
that.
it normal to have like one kid doing an Easter egg hunt alone?
Yeah.
Sure, if that's the only kid available.
Okay.
How sad and pathetic, though.
All right.
It is sad. No one's saying it's not sad.
Like no friends, no cousins, nothing. You know.
No, you usually do
it's
one.
Just you.
You usually just do one at your house by yourself, and then you do one later.
Cousins and the brother. And
Extra
all that.
pathetic if you're an adult doing one for yourself.
The reason I ask is because over in Tennessee, there's this mom, just the single mom, having a little Easter egg hunt only for her son. So it's just the mom and her son.
Okay. That's nice.
So number one, I thought that was kind of strange. Anyway, they finally found something that had been making this really disgusting smell for days and days. It was a dead body under the deck. They
Is that
found that during the Easter egg hunt.
She didn't see that when she placed the egg there?
Well, she had been trying to find out where the smell was coming from for a long time. She even asked her gardener to, go out there and try to figure out where it was coming from. But it wasn't until the Easter egg hunt that they figured it out. And police say that the deck sits so low to the ground.
The gardener's like, you found it.
They put an Easter egg in it. That they're having a hard time figuring out why the guy crawled underneath the deck in the first place. There's an autopsy that will be done and an investigation ongoing, but they think that he died from some sort of medical condition. And
not being under the deck?
Don't animals do that? Like animals crawl into like a hole to die?
Mm-hmm.
Cats do that.
I don't think they do it on purpose.
Well, no, they go and they hide away. It's like a...
Oh, dogs do that.
Yeah.
My dad had this shed that sat just a few inches off the ground, and animals would go under there to die all the time.
Yeah.
You had
Like
to get
hospice.
the shovel out and try to get them because it stunk so
Of
bad.
course, yeah. Well, meanwhile, another Easter egg story, this runner-up for this year's Easter egg hunt story of the year, this kid in Michigan who found some Xanax in his egg during a hunt at his preschool. How wrong is
egg ever.
that? The cops are investigating, but so far it seems to be an isolated incident.
It's way better than those licorice jelly beans.
Heck yeah.
Those are
Those are
nasty.
the worst.
Is it like Halloween? Do you go through the kids' Easter eggs to make sure everything's safe?
No, because typically you're the one who bought the candy.
Okay.
Yeah, but if they went on these public hunts like your kids, you have to go through that.
Yeah.
I'm so out of touch with the Easter egg hunting.
I mean, you should, but...
You should.
You should.
But I mean, even with Halloween candy...
You're not a lazy parent.
I remember reading a story, stats on how many people have actually found razor blades or needles or whatever in Halloween candy. And basically it's like an urban legend. It's happened
right.
1 or 2 times total.
Well, let's be honest. The only reason you're going through candy is to see what you want.
Exactly.
Well, that's true. Very true.
I'm taking that peanut butter cup.
Yeah, just pick out all the good stuff.
Exactly.
You can keep the raisins. All right, no more vaping in L.A., kind of. You can't use your e-cigs in L.A. as of midnight on Friday, at least not in public. So the L.A. vape ban means you can't vape at bars, restaurants, parks, beaches, and some office buildings as well. If you don't know what an e-cigarette is, look it up. They only put out vapor. It's like a fog machine at a concert.
You're
They
about to
even
get
have little
Greg's big
flavors.
dissertation on just how great vaping is. So
Smells good.
Everybody strap in, because here we go.
No, you know how many friends I have that have quit cigarettes because of vaping?
Because of vaping?
Corey Feldman has come out publicly, said that is the only thing.
Whoa, guys.
Your friend Corey Feldman?
says it.
If he backs it, then
Hey guys, the Corey Feldman.
Look, guys, Core said that it's helping him out. He's tried everything. Patches, hypnosis. It's only vaping that has helped him kick the habit. Now, people who support the vape ban point out that there needs to be more research into safety of e-cigs and the harms of secondhand vapor.
That's right. I feel like Greg is killing us.
I mean, seriously, secondhand vapor. That means we need to now outlaw your coffee, Rave, because it emits vapor.
Mm-hmm.
If you like tea, when you have a cold, Woody, can't have it. It emits vapor. And if you're complaining about the smell, let's go ahead and boycott perfume, too.
Oh,
Let's
I'd love
ban
to do
it.
that.
Ban it.
Microwave popcorn.
Potatoes have nicotine in them. Is that next on the table?
Dude, there was this chick, she was like walking around this bar that I was at, and she was trying to get people to try her electronic cigarette. I think she was like a, salesperson, like trying to like get people to try it out so that she could sell you on it. But this chick was 350 plus pounds. And of course, I would never try it. Like, I don't smoke, so why do I need an e-cigarette? But a buddy of mine who I was with tried it. He's like, what is that? Her e-cigarette, this 350-pound fat chick, New York cheesecake.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, yeah, they have flavors.
I'll try that.
Like, why do you need your cigarette? Or, why do you need to smoke something? Why do you need to smoke cheesecake?
I can answer that. It's because the for real smokers are trying to quit for reals cigarettes. So you put a flavor in there. You can enjoy it like a dessert, for example. Flan, cheesecake, blueberry, what have you.
Flan.
They have very many different flavors.
Like, does it really bother anybody?
But you could blow it in your face so you don't even smell it. It smells like nothing. When you go to a concert,
can smell it. No, yours definitely smells.
When you're vaping, you could smell it.
A little bit.
But
no more so than coffee, for example.
No, but it smells like dessert. Don't say that it doesn't.
But if
It
somebody's
does.
sitting on the beach having an e-cigarette, are you really going to be? Oh my God, the secondhand vape!
Who cares? I mean, like this is
Parks
such a
and beaches.
This is such a Northern California reaction,
Isn't it though?
Doesn't
There's also a new congressional
vape
report
ban.
out says that they're concerned about e-cigs and all that. Back in 2009, FDA given the right to regulate tobacco products, but they haven't taken up the e-cigs
It's just
yet.
old people that don't understand.
Yeah,
It's
new
all the old
technology,
people.
These computers, they'll go away someday. It's the Woody Show.
LA's alternative.
Alt 98.7. The Woody Show.
Boss ass bitch, 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 bitch. I'm a boss ass bitch, 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 bitch.
There she
bitch,
is.
Bitch,
Thank you.
I'm a boss ass bitch.
Before Raven gets to your sports, if you follow us on Twitter, at The Woody Show, The Woody Show on Twitter. Follow us on Twitter, LA Peeps. And if you can go tonight, you're 18 plus, you're ready to dress to impress. You know the dress code for these Arcade Fire shows. Follow us on Twitter. We'll give away, say, 5 pair, Menace.
All right.
Being the social media director of the show, I'm going to put you in charge of this. So follow us on Twitter, at The Woody Show. And just pick like 5 random people.
Okay.
So 5 new followers.
5 new followers at The Woody Show on Twitter.
Cool.
All right, Ravi, what's happening in sports?
Well, we do have a little bit of breaking news. Phil Jackson, who is the new president of the New York Knicks, announced this morning that they have fired head coach Mike Woodson and his entire staff, though Jackson did say he has a tremendous amount of respect for him. But get out.
He's great. Get out.
Get out of here. It's Game 2 tonight between the Clippers and the Warriors. The Warriors took Game 1 here at Staples on Saturday, 109-105. We got that video on the show blog, thewoodyshow.com, of Blake Griffin dumping the water right on the Warriors fan. Total accident.
It's so good. So
Yeah.
good.
I didn't mean to do that.
Game 2 tonight tips off at 7:30. Winners in the NBA playoffs yesterday: Miami, Washington, San Antonio, and Portland. Dodgers took 2 or 3 from the Diamondbacks this weekend. They won yesterday 4-1. Phillies are in town for a 4-game series. Game 1 tonight at 7:10. Good news for the Dodgers is that their ace Clayton Kershaw who's been on the DL with his upper back problem, through a simulated game yesterday, had no problems afterward. So the next step is going to be a rehab assignment, which is not scheduled yet. The Kings got killed in their first 2 playoff games in San Jose. They lost last night 7-2. Kings actually led 2-0 after the first period and gave up 7 straight goals. The series comes to Los Angeles. Game 3 tomorrow night, 7 o'clock. Winners in the NHL playoffs yesterday: Philadelphia, Boston, and Montreal. Maybe you caught this on Saturday. Chicago Blackhawks Brent Seabrook, he hit Blues forward David Backes right in the head with his elbow. It's a brutal hit. We have a video of it on the show blog. Seabrook was suspended 3 games by the league, and by the way the Blackhawks are playing, that could be for the rest of their season. Blues up 2-0 in that series. Game 3 is tonight. And there was a bench-clearing brawl in the Pirates-Brewers game yesterday in Pittsburgh. Brewers' Carlos Gomez, he hit what he thought was a home run. It ended up being a triple. And then the Pirates pitcher, Garrett Cole, he said something to him. Gomez didn't like it. Bench is cleared. Players on the field. It's ridiculous. We have
poured out of the bullpen.
Video on the blog, thewoodyshow.com. Check it out. You know, it's very exciting because everybody comes out. So, punch is thrown.
Now, Ravi, admittedly not the biggest baseball fan, but even she would watch that.
Even I would watch.
Yeah.
I watch those videos strung together of the bench clearing brawls. Who
stuff happened in the game.
Find me the person who doesn't. I'm Ravi, that's sports, and just stay in the bullpen, guys.
All right, so a lot of people following us on Twitter now, Menace?
A lot.
All right, yeah, so follow us at The Woody Show. At The Woody Show on Twitter. New followers. We're going to pick 5 random people to get pairs of tickets to go see Arcade Fire tonight at the Roxy. Plus, we'll have more chance for you to win right after the break with a game that we're calling Truth or Pair. It's a little opportunity for you to get to know us better. I mean, the first day here of The Woody Show, 2 hours, 32 minutes in, and we'll give you a little payoff, little ticket action for Arcade Fire tonight. That's coming up next.
The Woody Show, Alt 97.
LA's Alternative.
A lot of people taking advantage of the text. You can text over 22987 is the short code. You guys want to hear one?
Always.
Here's one from the 213. I thought Kennedy sucked a big one. This is much worse. Thank you.
We strive to suck more.
Yeah, so...
Yay, us!
Yeah. There you go. Your chance to win those Arcade Fire tickets coming up in a little bit. Wanted to play you this, though, real quick. You know, the white supremacists who killed those people in Kansas recently?
Yeah.
Charged with capital murder last week? And it seems about right. I mean, he killed 3 defenseless people, 2 different hate crimes. But now, I got this clip from the newly elected mayor of Marionville, Missouri. This guy's name is Daniel Clevenger. And he says, now this is an elected official, he says he actually agrees with this guy.
With the killer.
With the murderer.
Glenn Miller was his name, the killer. He says he agrees with him. You want to hear the clip? Now, keep. This is a politician in Missouri. Here we go, real life.
He was always nice and friendly
nice
and
guy.
respectful of elder people. You know, he respected his elders greatly, as long as they were the same color as him.
Oh, well.
Wow.
I kind of agreed with him on some things, but I don't like to express that too much.
Well, gee willikers.
So long as they were the same color as he was.
Yeah. But he was right in line with him.
But he's a nice guy.
Agreed with him on some things, but I don't like to express that too much. There's some things going on in this country that's destroying us. We got a false economy, and it's some of those corporations are run by Jews because the names are there.
Wow. There you have it.
It was shocking that he would do something like that, but knowing him and how much was built up inside of him, that I can understand why he would be the one to do that. I think it's terrible what he did. He didn't have any right to do that, and I think he should pay with his life.
Oh, man.
Oh, okay.
Well, I agree
over
with that.
here in Marionville, Missouri, see?
Can you imagine being a Marionville resident and knowing that you get up every morning, go to work, to pay that guy's salary?
Yeah, it's this guy. Well, I don't know. He's probably one of the... It's probably such a small town. He's probably not the full-time mayor, like where he doesn't have to have another job. He probably has, like, a job down at the corner store, and he also is the mayor.
Yeah.
But I saw this, and I immediately started thinking about... There was another... This is back in, like, 2010. When I saw this story about this mayor making the comment. And I was like, man, what the hell is going on in Missouri? Because back in 2010, there was a big story. It was a huge story in Missouri, but it went national, made national news. There was another guy who ran for U.S. Senate, and he ran this ad. He was running these radio ads, and a lot of the radio stations didn't want to air them, but because it's political advertising, they had to take the commercials and they had to air them, like by law. And so this was one of his commercials. Here we go.
Hey, gringo, still got your job, or did your boss hire Julio for half the price? Illegal aliens are stealing your jobs, your women, and your children's future. And Obama, your mama, is going to legalize 30 million more. Wise up and man up. Go to .com and phone me, 417-3. Paid for by the committee to elect write-in candidate Glenn Miller to the U.S. Senate. Margaret Miller, Treasurer. This is Glenn Miller, and I approve this message.
I still didn't put... Now listen, I still didn't put 2 and 2. There's a twist here.
Okay.
I still didn't put 2 and 2 together. Saw the story talking about the white supremacists killed these people in Kansas. Here's this guy, this mayor, making this. I thought about that story, like, man, all these politicians from Missouri, you know, what the hell is going on? Mm-hmm. Still, even when he said Glenn Miller, turns out, I did some research to find out, well, whatever happened to that Glenn Miller, the guy who ran for Senate? Turns out it's the same guy.
Shut
Oh, is it?
up.
It's the guy that killed the people in Kansas. The guy who ran for Senate and who ran those ads.
That's the dude.
That's the guy.
Whoa.
How crazy is that?
I thought that ad was fake.
No.
Wow. That's
Dang.
crazy.
Yeah, that's the guy.
So he didn't get elected.
The Woody Show on LA's Alternative, Alt 98.7.
All right, Menace, how's the Twitter contesting going for the Arcade Fire tickets?
It's going good, but the thing is, I hate people that are dumb to the internet, you know? And
Dumb to the internet.
because I messaged them to give me their number so we can call them, and they don't check their private messages on Twitter.
Idiots.
So I'm waiting for a couple people to reply. If they don't reply, then I'm going to look for
I got to
some
move
new
on.
ones.
Yeah. If you follow us on Twitter, you have a chance to win Arcade Fire tickets as well. If you're just hearing, what? Arcade Fire? Yeah, tonight at the Roxy. Doors are at 7, shows at 8. It's an invite-only thing. They're not issuing, like, regular tickets for these. You can't buy your way into this. You have to win all day here. Alt 98.7 will have a chance. Trey, after 10 o'clock. Jordan, Cade, everybody's going to have your tickets. And again, it's tonight. You got to be 18 plus. And we're going to give you a chance to win after the break as well. A lot of people first time tuning in this morning, day one of the Woody Show. Here's a text that was sent over to 22987. This is from the 562 saying, not sure about the show, but it did give me a few laughs. Will make up my mind at the end of the week if I'll stay. Best of luck.
Good. They're giving us a week. That's
cool.
fine.
That's nice.
you know,
I appreciate that.
That's very fair.
Yeah.
That's more fair than some of the other ones that have come over. And then there's other people who absolutely love it so far, which a little bit of that, a little bit of the negative. It's all good. But we're just getting to know each other. You're getting to know us. We're getting to know you guys, getting to know Los Angeles. And so here's what we want to do. We have a game coming up after the break for more Arcade Fire tickets. It's called Truth or Pair. And so we want you to call in. We're going to open up the phones at 1-800-782-7987. 1-800-782-7987. You call in, and you can just pick somebody on the show. So myself, Ravy, Menace, or Greg. You can pick whoever you like. And you ask a question. The goal here is to try to ask a question so personal that we decide not to answer it. And if we feel like it's a question that we don't want to answer,
right, an invasion,
we have to give you a pair of tickets.
For the Arcade Fire tonight.
Right.
Yes, for Arcade Fire tonight. Now, there are a couple of rules. Number one, if we can't air the question, we can't air the answer.
Gotcha.
See what I'm saying?
Yep.
So if we can't air your question, obviously we can't let you win. And then the other thing is, so a lot of that gets into some, filthy questions.
Yeah.
About Ravy and her sluttiness.
Right, exactly. I'll answer
Absolutely.
those.
And then no questions that would lose us our identity or our job. So like our phone number, our salary, our address, our social security number, things of that nature.
Yeah, the obvious stuff like that.
Okay. But if you want to get personal, let's get personal. Let's get to know each other. It's called Truth or Pair. Phones are open. Jake's out there taking your calls. All right. Let's go to Mallory. Here, we'll go to Mallory first on line number 9. Good morning, Mallory.
Good morning.
Truth or Pair for Arcade Fire tickets. Who's your question for?
Okay, I guess it's for you, Woody.
Okay.
How much does your mom weigh?
How much does my mom weigh? If I had to guess, I would guess...
No, please don't answer.
Pair.
That's so rude. Women get offended.
Fine,
if you
pair.
answer that.
Oh, pair! You got a pair!
That's sweet. Dude,
Yeah.
you tapped out like that?
Now we'll give you a pair of tickets. Hang on one second. Hang on.
Thank you.
Yeah, see, she's talking about my mom.
Look at you being a good son.
No. Here, let's go to Jessica on line 10. Hey, good morning, Jessica.
Good morning.
Truth or Pair? What do you got?
My question is for Greg, and it is, have you ever gotten so drunk at a party where you needed to vomit and you were too embarrassed to, so you vomited in your mouth and you swallowed it?
Oh. I'll be happy to answer that question. Very proud.
No, don't answer.
Oh, I hate to do this to you, but no, I've never done that, and I have a very high tolerance level. And if I did, I would admit it.
You don't puke from drinking?
No, I do, but I've never done it in my own mouth.
Oh. That's funny because, like, this morning...
Sorry, Jessica.
I'm sorry, Jessica.
Sorry about that, Jessica. Because this morning I was leaving. They have us set up at a corporate housing place while we wait for our stuff to get moved to Los Angeles and everything.
It's a nice place.
Sure, if you like dumps.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you like slums, it's really good. So anyway, I'm walking out of my apartment this morning towards my car, and right there in the hallway, somebody just blew chunks all over. I have a picture. I sent it to Menace. Menace, you want to put it up on the blog?
It's already up there. Check it
is?
out.
Of the barf?
TheWoodyShow.com. It is so heinous.
Yeah.
And you can see.
And who leaves that? Like, I would feel so awful. Like, I wouldn't just be able to leave it. I'd have to, like, go out there and at least, like, do my best to clean it up.
Well, plus being that you and I are in the same building, I know right where the stairs are is where the vomit is. And those stairs are no more than 5 feet from the doorway to outside.
Yeah.
This person could have just run 5 more feet.
I wouldn't have cleaned it up. I would have just left it.
All right, let's go to, let's see here, James in L.A. Good morning, James. James.
Hey.
Hey, buddy. What's your question?
Well, I was going to ask something about a mother, too, but I feel like that's been taken. So, Woody, my question to you is, on your first day broadcasting in Los Angeles, what piece of music are you so embarrassed about liking that you would not tell us because it would destroy your credibility and end your show before it even began in this great city?
Yeah, see, I don't really care about credibility when it comes to that kind of stuff.
That's funny.
I mean, I watch
That's a good
no,
question.
dude, look, it is a great question, but, man, you asked the wrong person. Only because I don't care. I watch Grey's Anatomy. I watch 16 and Pregnant.
I want to redirect to Greg.
And Teen Mom.
My wife doesn't let me go to Coachella. This is my chance. Please.
You can redirect. I mean, if I was the judge, I'd say go for it. Yeah.
So you're going to redirect to Greg.
Oh, redirect that question?
Yeah. Admitting you watch Grey's Anatomy is a scary thing, and my wife makes me watch it too, so it's okay.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, there's a lot of like dumb music that I like. I like a lot of top 40 stuff. I like a lot of hip hop stuff. I like a lot of alternative rock and harder rock stuff too.
What's the one you're too embarrassed to say right now? Because there's one that you like hid deep down in your heart, and you can't tell us. And because you can't tell us, you want to send me to the show tonight.
Wait, too embarrassed
to admit that you listen?
Like a song that I have on my iPod.
I don't know. Which one is it? See, if you're willing to tell us, then you're not that embarrassed, obviously.
Linda Ronstadt, Somewhere. It's a beautiful song. and you think...
from An American Tale?
No,
so that's like a guilty pleasure
somewhere
song?
out there.
Is that what you mean by that?
Yeah.
This is a different song?
Yeah.
Greg listens to the Selfie song. He knows all the words.
Oh, that song's hilarious.
That song is
Go try to find the person who doesn't like that song. That's called a fool's errand.
Ravy, right here?
You don't like the Selfie song?
No.
Let me take a selfie.
Why are you so unfun? Come
I am
on.
unfun.
I know I have it.
So guilty
What if
pleasure
you guys
song.
have to have a song you won't admit?
Oh,
and thus feel like you'll send me.
It's by the way, it's Barbara Streisand, and here it is.
Oh, God.
Yeah, hold on. Let me...
You have Somewhere from West Side Story?
See?
Totally from West Side Story.
Do you sit and drink Chardonnay and listen to that
Wow.
and cry?
While weeping?
No, I don't know. I just thought it was a cool song at one point in time. I don't know why it's still on there.
That's very big of you to admit.
Yeah.
Sorry, James.
Sorry, buddy.
See. Let's go to Jeffrey on line 3. Hey, Jeff, what's up?
Hey, how are you?
Truth or pear?
Question for Ravi.
Ravy, yes, absolutely.
All right. Yeah, that's all right.
I'm finally getting to meet you guys. I'll get your names.
That's right. He'll get it. All right, what do you got?
Okay, so knowing that everyone's partner is listening today for the first day of the show, which one of the guys, married or not, would you sleep with?
Ooh, that's a good one.
What's that?
That's a great one.
Yeah.
Whether we're in relationships or not,
Right.
out of the three of us, the three guys in the show, which one would you sleep with if you had to?
Love this game now.
Come on.
Give him a pair. Give him a pair.
Because the answer is all of us.
Yeah, exactly.
Give him a pair.
At the same time.
In one of those brown beds that turn.
Such a whore.
Oh, on to Lazy Susan?
Yeah.
That'd be
All
great.
right. Hey, Jeff, hang on one second, okay?
Great question, Jeff.
All right. Let's go to Kyle. Let's see. Kyle is on line number 4. Hey, Kyle, what's going on, buddy?
Hey, how's it going? Good morning.
Good morning. Truth or pear? What do you got?
Okay, I just heard the last question, so that's kind of messed up. It's kind of like mine. Has it ever gotten hot and steamy in there? Have you guys ever hooked up in the studio? You're listening to music and you just went crazy in there.
With each other?
With each other?
Yeah.
Or have we ever had sex in a radio studio?
Yeah, sex in your radio studio.
Oh, in general.
So who's the question for?
It's for everyone in that office.
You got to pick me either Woody, Ravy,
All right,
Menace, or Greg.
How about you, brother? Have you ever gotten hot and steamy in there with someone?
Yes. Yeah, not with Menace or Ravy or
Yeah,
Greg.
not us, but-
not with anybody in this room. But dude, one of the best lines to pick up chicks when you're like young and in radio is, "Do you want to see a radio station?"
Hello.
That's one
just
of the.
That's just a panty dropper right there.
He was mad. He left.
Hey, Nicole, what's your question? Truth or pear? You there? Hi.
Hi, I'm here.
What's up?
Okay, we want to ask Robbie if we could have a precise size and color description of her morning poop.
What?
All right.
That's gross.
She wants to know if you will describe your most recent bowel movement.
No, I won't describe it.
Come on,
no
Ravy.
way.
All right.
Give her a pair.
Give her a pair. All right, you got a pair to Arcade Fire.
Wow. And that's how the game works. Apparently, Ravy is just such a pushover.
Yeah, I just got to ask Ravy basically anything.
Right. Yeah. Hey, Ravy, how you doing? I'm not answering
I'm
that.
not answering that.
Yeah, let's get one more here real quick. Hey, Jared, truth or pear? What's your question?
All right, mine's for, and it's
Wait, your phone broke up. Woody, Ravy, Menace, or Greg? Who's it for?
Randy.
For Ravy, okay.
Ravy.
Randy.
Welcome to the Arcade Fire Show.
Yeah.
Have you ever hated a relative so much that you wouldn't mind if they died?
Have you ever hated a relative so much, Ravy, that you just wish they would die?
No, absolutely not.
No?
No.
Yeah,
Sorry,
that's
Jared.
fine. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Of course not.
Look at Ravy.
Yeah, I mean, not a relative. Like,
No.
like if you would have said like a coworker
Then most deaf,
Yeah,
but you still wouldn't have
absolutely.
got tickets to the Arcade Fire.
or something like that. Let's go to, let's see, line number... So they got to number these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here, line number 6. That'd be Steven in L.A. Good morning, Steven.
Good morning. How's it going?
Truth or pear? What's your question?
All right, this is for Greg. Have you ever had a homosexual fantasy? And don't lie.
I will answer that. Of course I
Oh,
have.
come on, dude.
We should probably mention that Greg is gay.
KYSR HD1 Los Angeles. Assume the new position.
The Woody Show.
Let's see here. Let's go to Nicole on line number 2. Truth or pear for Arcade Fire tickets? Nicole, what's your question? Who's it for?
Hi, this is for Greg.
All right.
Greg, tell me about how you were conceived.
I would if I knew. I have no clue. I'm pretty sure both my parents are still virgins. I was immaculately conceived. I don't want to think about my parents doing it. I honestly don't know.
Yeah. All right. So, well, if he knew the question, he'd give you the answer to it.
I would have. I'm
Let's
sorry.
go to Katie on line number 1. Katie, what's your question?
Hi, good morning.
Hi.
My question's for Ravy, and
Okay.
it's what is the most? How can I phrase this? How many calories have you eaten in one sitting?
Like, what's the most?
The most, yeah, exactly. The most calories you've ever eaten in one sitting. Estimated.
Estimated? I don't know. How much calories is in a pizza?
So a couple grand?
Yeah, that's probably the worst.
2K?
I wish we could suggest questions.
Yeah. I mean, I have some questions that I know Ravy wouldn't answer.
I would like to know one right now.
Yeah.
Can you tell me one?
No.
Can you pass one along to Katie? Ask one for Katie.
All right, sorry, Katie. Let's go to Aaron on line number 10. Good morning, Aaron.
Hey, good morning.
Hey, what's up? What's your question?
I want to know if you have had a bisexual experience, and if so, how did you know if it felt right or wrong for you?
Now, who's this question for?
For Ravy.
For Ravy.
That's a good
Have I had a bisexual experience?
Yeah.
Well, I've made out with a chick.
Oh, okay.
Well,
yeah, now that counts.
How'd that make you
That
feel?
counts. That counts. So did it feel right? Did it feel awkward? How did you know?
It felt totally hot. I enjoyed it very much.
Yeah.
Dig deeper.
I mean, we can go on a whole tangent of lesbian
Yeah.
stories right now, but here, let's go to let's see, Derek on line number 9. Good morning, Derek.
Good morning, guys.
What's up? Truth or pear? Who's your question for?
Hi, my question's for Greg, and it is, have you ever masturbated to a non-sexual photo of a female friend? So like a Facebook photo, and what is her name?
No, I have not.
You have not? Never?
No.
Well, Greg, Greg used to be married. What do they call that when, Gold Star?
Oh, yes. I'm not Gold Star, no.
Yeah, Gold Star is like someone who's gay, who's never been with somebody
with a
of the opposite sex. You've just been gay your entire sexual life.
Right.
Greg was married at one time to
long before
disgusting,
Facebook.
nasty girl.
Oh, hey.
Hey.
Whoa.
I'm not talking,
so not true.
I'm not talking about Ellen specifically. I'm talking about icky girls with vaginas.
Girls in general.
I was going to punch you.
Yeah. No, I'm not talking about her specifically.
She'll hunt you down.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, Facebook, no. That's never happened.
No, nothing, man. Let's go to...
I would tell you.
Justin, Truth, or Pear? Who's your question for, first of all?
I think it's for you, Woody.
Okay.
Woody, where's Tony?
Oh, he's back in St. Louis. He's working for the cable company, and his dog just died.
God bless him.
That's an easy
Poor
one.
Diesel.
Yeah, here.
Love that dog.
He's really sad today.
Let's get one more. Let's go to Laura on line number 4. They really got to number these lines here. Hey, Laura. Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, who's your question for?
For Greg.
All right.
Again.
Okay. Have you ever lied to your partner about how many people you've slept with?
He's never asked. See, I'm just too honest. I want you to know.
Yeah.
He's never asked.
Yeah. I'll ask a question on behalf of the next caller.
Okay.
Let's see here. Pick a line 1 through 10 there, Rave.
Let's go 10.
Line number 10. That would be Aaron. Good morning, Aaron.
Morning.
I'm going to ask a question on your behalf.
Okay.
Greg, how many guys have you slept with?
You're going to Arcade Fire, Aaron.
Woody Show. Crap on celebrities.
It's time to find out what's going on in the world of music and entertainment with your crap on celebrity.
Well, we're going to start off with news about the iHeart Music Awards. They're happening Thursday, May 1st at the Shrine Auditorium, airing on NBC. Scheduled to perform 30 Seconds to Mars and Arcade Fire. And there's going to be appearances by Imagine Dragons, Lorde, Chris Martin, and many, many more. Anything I left out, Greg?
Just the many, many, many more.
And the fact that it's on NBC. NBC. Reuben Carter, he was the boxer that spent 19 years in prison after he was wrongly convicted of a triple homicide. He died over the weekend. He was 76 years old. He'd been battling prostate cancer. He was the inspiration for Bob Dylan's song Hurricane, and then Denzel Washington played him and was nominated for an Oscar in that 1999 movie called The Hurricane. So The Hurricane came in at number 31 on MoviePhone's new list of greatest sports movies of all time. Coming in at number 1, any guesses?
Rudy.
Field of Dreams.
Air Bud.
Chariots of Fire.
I don't know. What is it?
It was Bull Durham. Chariots of Fire did make the top 10.
Field of Dreams.
My legit.
Field of Dreams came in at number 3.
That's going to be my legit guess.
Yeah.
Bull Durham, Raging Bull, Field of Dreams, Rocky, and A League of Their Own
Space Jam Menace
are the top 5.
One of your faves?
Never seen Space Jam.
You haven't?
Swear to God.
That seems weird for you.
I'm sure Space Jam's on there somewhere. You can check out the full list.
Have like 9,000 Jordans, but never seen Space Jam.
Menace was obsessing last night because on one of the cable networks they had Flight of the Navigator on.
Yeah.
He loves that movie.
This is the best movie ever with Goonies, Ravy.
Yeah.
Compliance.
Menace, party of one.
Ravy's the only person I know on the planet who doesn't like the Goonies.
Well, Ravy saw the Goonies when she was way into her 30s, and that is the wrong time to see it because they're just annoying little a-holes.
Well, you're a slut.
All right. Yeah.
You can see the full movie phone list, by the way, on the show blog, which is at thewoodyshow.com. So TMZ caught up with DJ Steve Aoki to talk about that scene in The Wolf of Wall Street where Jordan Belfort gets arrested at a Benihana.
I'm looking for the clip. I'm sorry.
That's the international sign for play the clip.
I know, but I'm looking for the clip.
How could you be looking for it? I told you to be ready.
Here we go. I'll have it for you. Just 1 second.
Thank you.
Sorry, I was...
How's everybody else? Good?
Something about laundering drugs.
I'll have you know, this is the first day of the show, and we're just getting used to everything. Here we go.
Something about laundering drug money through offshore boat racing and a guy named Rocky Aoki. You know, the founder of Benihana? Benihana? Benny f***ing Hana? Benny f***ing Hana? Why, God? Why would you be so cruel as to choose a chain of hibachi restaurants to take me down?
Dude, I love hibachi restaurants.
Right, absolutely. So did you get that reference? Steve Aoki, his dad, Rocky, founded Benihana.
Yeah.
And he said that that is all BS.
Yeah?
How does he know?
Really?
Like Rocky Aoki passed away in 2008.
Well, I think you would probably know if a major guy was arrested at one of your restaurants.
Chicken and shrimp, extra shrimp.
Don't say no to
fried
me.
rice, and I want to see the onion volcano.
The onion tower thing.
Yeah, dude.
It's amazing.
Yeah, I'm down with that.
Steve is very pleased that his father did get a shout out there in that clip, and it's been great for business, apparently. So yay for them, because they need it. Tonight on television, the live shows start on The Voice on NBC. Dancing with the Stars is on ABC, followed by Castle. Two Broke Girls, Friends with Better Lives, and Mike and Molly are on CBS. Bates Motel is on A&E. 16 and Pregnant is on MTV. The Real Housewives of Orange County is on Bravo. And it's the season finale of Archer on FX.
All right, your crappy birthdays. Tony Danza is 63 years old today. James McAvoy is 35. Robert Smith from The Cure is 55. Tony Romo from the Cowboys is 34. Andy McDowell is 56. Rob Riggle, 44. Iggy Pop is 67. And for you old school wrestling fans, Brutus the Barber Beefcake is 57 years old. Your porno birthday today is some broad named Mandy Sky. And today's birthday girl, she's handled more hogs than a pig farmer in 28 fine films, including Glazed Teens. Sounds classy. Beach Babe Amateurs, Volume 1. King Dong, Volume 7. Ass Party, Volume 2.
Her dad's proud.
Oh, totally. How was work, honey?
I just went to an ass party.
Just a Glazed Teens, too.
Tied topless and tape gagged, Cuties in Captivity, and who can forget her unforgettable role in Let's Try Anal, Volume 7.
The Ravy Story.
Yeah, that is
Lifetime.
That is Mandy Sky, who is 22 years old, and that is your porno birthday, your crappy birthdays, and that is your crap on celebrities.
The Woody Show is on LA's alternative, Alt 98.7.
This story has been going around all weekend, and a bunch of dopes are out there thinking that Apple Maps found the Loch Ness Monster.
Oh.
I was excited when I saw this.
I thought better of you. I thought that there's no way that Greg would fall for it. Like, Ravy believes in all kinds of weird stuff.
But it's one of those things you want to believe. I want to believe this is true. And it looks like something.
You want to believe there's a Loch Ness Monster.
I do. I mean, I know
Why?
logically there's not. It just seems like...
I got to understand people go, I want to believe there is a God. Like, that I understand. You know,
Sure.
I want to believe that heaven's a real thing.
Because
That
I don't
understand.
remember life without speculating.
Like, man, I want to believe that there's a Loch Ness Monster. Anyway, we'll put the photo.
I do.
We'll put the photo on today's show blog if you go to thewoodyshow.com. But there's a satellite shot where you can see this long. It is a mysterious looking shape in the water.
It's Nessie.
Is it?
It's there right now.
The shape is about 100 feet long. Looks like it has flippers on the side. I mean, so naturally, this must be a fairy tale creature.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And?
It's the flippers that give it away.
Get the f*** out of here.
No, it looks like a whale.
It does. It looks like a whale.
It looks like they started with a whale shark and then manipulated it
Yes.
somehow and then planted it.
Somebody says it's a boat wake. Where's the boat?
This is big news for the Loch Ness Monster community. The president of the fan club. Yes, there's a Loch Ness Monster fan club. They announced in February that no one had reported a sighting for 18 months. That's the longest span without a Nessie sighting since 1925. The official Loch Ness Monster fan club says, quote, that it's likely the monster.
No.
Again, the doubters think, like Greg mentioned, that it's a wake from a boat. But, I mean, if you want to see what we're talking about, hit up today's show blog. Now, I actually made my own Photoshop version just to show how easy this is to do.
Yeah.
Where I took the logo from our show, the Woody Show logo, and I imposed it into the photo where they're saying, see? It's right here.
Yeah.
And just to show you how easy it is to make it look exactly the same. Did you get that, Menace?
I'm going to put it up right now.
I will admit that your
Post it on the
Photoshop
blog.
thing changed the way I looked at the picture. I wanted to believe, then you did the Woody Show thing, and I was like, okay, I see.
Don't be so gullible.
Get the f*** out of here.
What are your thoughts on Bigfoot, Greg?
Nessie.
No
Bigfoot's
Bigfoot.
real.
But the thing is, Bigfoot would be even harder to prove. Loch
Why?
Ness is one little lake. We can do prenatal surgery
How about this?
on a fetus.
It's a
but we
lake?
can't check a lake for a giant monster.
It's a lake. Let's just not drown it. Let's drain the lake.
Exactly.
See
Let's
what
drain
comes
the
up.
lake.
Yeah. Get all the garbage out of there, clean it up, and then just refill it.
Desalinize. Yeah, just bring the water here. We need it.
Yeah.
Drain the lake.
It's time
I'm
for
on
some
board.
redneck news.
The Woody Show.
Alt 98.7.
Put down the meth straw and get off your first cousin. It's Redneck News.
Dude, mega gross, this story. Redneck news from Houston, Texas, where animal control officials found these two 60-year-old twin sisters who were living in a house with 130 cats. It was so bad that this seasoned investigator struggled to find words to describe what he saw inside. For example, in the bathroom that the women used, a dead cat that was decomposing. The breakfast nook was filled with knee-deep garbage and cat feces. In the garage, they found mounds of cat poop about 4 feet deep. In fact, some of the cats had burrowed their way into the mounds of caca like a rat would make a tunnel into a hill. Nasty. And it wasn't just the poop smell, it was the ammonia levels that were just so overwhelming. They had to go in like wearing these like masks.
I would assume so. How did it not kill these old ladies?
Like Marty McFly when he first arrived in 1955. Another officer said that the second they walked in the front door, their eyes were watering. It was difficult to breathe. The sisters, they were taken to the hospital, and the cats, I mean, at least the ones they could initially recover, they were taken to the shelter. Deputies say they plan to go back to, quote, dig out the ones who had buried themselves into the caca piles that were throughout the house.
Here, kitty, kitty, kitty. Those are some lazy rednecks.
Caca
Really?
kitty.
Lazy? These
How
are
hard is it
clearly
to care
women
for
with
a
the
cat?
problem.
Because you're a hick.
Yeah.
You have
Lazy.
130. It's not a cat, it's 130 cats.
The Woody Show. Insensitivity training for a politically correct world. Woody Show.
In the ghetto.
And here we are in lovely South Los Angeles, where a delivery guy was found shot to death in his truck. Someone noticed the delivery truck was parked all crazy, and so they looked inside the cab and they saw the dude bleeding and they called the cops. So far, no arrests have been made. Some people say that they've seen this guy in the area about once a week to visit the hookers in the neighborhood, so it sounds like a real nice place.
Oh, boy. Sure.
Yeah.
Anyone with information about this homicide is urged to call the Los Angeles Police Department.
This has been The Woody Show.
In the ghetto.
This is The Woody Show.
All right, getting ready to put the wraps on the very first Woody Show here on Alt 98.7. 1 day in the books. I mean, honestly, I'll tell you this: not as bad as I anticipated.
All right.
I mean, you know, from my end, from a technical standpoint over here.
Well, you got the hard job.
I mean, we got the mediocrity down pat.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, A+ on the mediocrity.
We nailed that. Thank you, everybody, for giving us a shot this morning and tuning in and giving us an initial listen. A lot of positivity, believe it or not, on the text. People texted over to 22987. We're just going to encourage more of that interaction. I mean, that's really what the show is all about. For those of you who didn't get a chance to listen at 6 o'clock, I mean, it's the Woody Show. My name's Woody. There's Ravy. You got Menace, Greg Gorey. It's the four of us, and it's just a show that's a little bit of everything. Topical like The Daily Show, the rawness of like a Tosh.0 or Family Guy or South Park. You know, this is not like a show necessarily for little kids. Mm-hmm. It's for adults. No. There's a lot of that stuff out there already. And, you know, we're not going to bore you with interviews with people you never heard of just because we need to fill time in a schedule, or we're not going to have people on just because it's a name you know. Like we did this morning. We'd rather find topics, things inspired by stories of the news or things that are going on kind of behind the scenes here at the radio station that we can open up the phones and the texts up to and, you know, chop it up with real people.
Sure.
You know, that's what it's all about. It's about, you know, if you keep it real, and people like to say they keep it real, but if you walk the walk and you talk the talk, this is the show for you. I think you're going to be happy here. If you're tired of people watering down or changing their opinions just to be politically correct, this is a show for you. If you hate pandering, this is a show for you. If you're someone who liked just nonstop music, song after song, and Kennedy did a great job. In fact, you know, I want to thank Kennedy for being super cool when it was announced that the radio station was going to be making a change just to stay competitive. Hold on one second.
Gremlins.
Stand by. Just stand by. But, you know, to stay competitive, they felt like they needed to make a change. And it's not like we were campaigning to come in here and change everything up on everybody. But, you know, we're here. But I understand. We can't please everybody.
No.
That's just never going to happen.
Impossible.
You know, so, you know, I would just say give us a shot. Let us kind of get settled in. If you like a combination of, you know, talk and music, we're never going to be playing no music. There's always going to be some kind of music involved in the show. But if you like celebrities but don't really care about hearing just endless stories about how they got a new dog or, you know, what they had for lunch, you'll dig the show. If you take everything literally, everything seriously, this is not the show for you.
Right.
You see where I'm getting at here?
Or if you like to hear comedians be asked, what's it like to be on the road every night?
Right. So where do you guys go
like
from
that.
here when there's a band in?
Yeah, right.
So you're playing Boise tomorrow night.
So you're touring. How is it?
And really, if you're just tired of settling simply because there's a lack of options on the radio, which I don't understand. I mean, with internet radio and satellite radio and about 60-some-odd radio stations in Los Angeles, or maybe you don't have the money to pay for satellite radio, or even if you do, and you're looking for something new, I mean, we're not promising that we're going to reinvent the wheel here. I mean, we're just going to have fun, talk smack, break some balls. I mean, it's a world gone soft and PC, and this is what this is all about. The Woody Show is insensitivity training for a politically correct world. We're just looking to have some fun between 6 and 10, and hopefully you guys will give it a shot. And, let this serve notice to the rest of the radio stations that 98.7 is back on the map. We're coming at you.
Coming at you.
Yeah, so it's all good. Hey, tomorrow we're going to announce the details on the very first Woody Show blind date. We're going to be doing a number of these where there's a band that a big band at a small venue, and we're not even going to tell you who the band is or where it is until like the day before. But we'll give you kind of clues leading up to the actual date of the show. But you can win tickets before anybody else. Is that Trey? Why don't you bring Trey on in?
Trey.
Yeah, because Trey's coming in next. Trey, is it weird coming in here when there's like other people already in the studio?
Yeah, it smells worse.
Right?
That's for sure.
That's Greg's vaping.
But yeah, look how shiny and new it is in here.
Yeah, although you're a vapor.
We're
aren't you?
vaping buddies.
Yeah.
I did not vape in here today.
Yeah.
No vaping?
Nope.
I'll be vaping away during my show.
Trey's going to be coming up next. He's got the Arcade Fire tickets that we're going to have all day long. I mean, just tons of tickets. You've been more intimately involved with this than I have, but...
Yeah. I mean, it's just ridiculous how many tickets we have to give away.
Yeah. So we have days, all day worth of tickets. I mean, Trey's got them, Jordan's got them, Cade's got them. Everybody will have a chance to win.
When they say dress to impress, I think Trey. You always dress nice.
Yeah. Although he doesn't have his fancy hat on today.
I had a blazer on this morning, but I took it off.
Yeah.
We had this casual meeting last week. You had a nice blazer on.
Dude, Trey was rocking jeans at the pool.
Really?
At Coachella.
That's right. It was about
like white jeans, too, wasn't it?
He was looking sharp. No, black jeans day one.
You make us look like more of bums.
I know.
No, look, I had to dress camera ready because we had...
Camera ready. You never know.
Yeah.
Who's
so
here?
we were filming everything for iHeartRadio, so it had to be camera ready.
Okay.
And I have a photo I'm going to Instagram this listener sent me. It's me standing next to this beautiful blonde in a yellow bikini, and there I am just sweating.
But you look cool.
Yeah, I looked
death.
super cool.
All that matters.
And he'll have the morning music marathon coming up here. We're going to start that here in just one quick second. Ravi, anything you'd like to add?
No, just thank you, Los Angeles.
Menace, anything?
Yeah, check out everything today at thewoodyshow.com.
And follow us on Twitter at The Woody Show. Also, we got our own iHeartRadio channel. If you missed any of the show, you want to get caught up, you can get caught up there. Or on the podcast, TheWoodyShow.com. Greg Gore, anything you'd like to add?
It's been 5 years since we all worked together. This has been fun. I'm going to go raid Trey's closet.
All right. Sounds great. Everybody, that's all I got. SMD-MM.
I quit this bitch.
And we'll see you tomorrow.
LA's new wake-up call. The Woody Show on LA's Alternative.
Alt 98.7.